Hi guys, so today I want to talk to you about how to deal with verbally aggressive people. Now, the reason I want to talk to you about this is because more recently on Facebook I have been contacted by two in particular verbally aggressive people, both males, one from the UK, one from the US, which, to be honest with you, is not acceptable in either culture, especially with being a sort of men towards women. It's still very taboo in the US and UK culture. And the reason I want to talk to you about this is because I want to tell you how to deal with it emotionally. Okay, so first of all, please know that you're not obliged to take on anybody else's emotions, okay? What anyone says, what anyone does not have to affect you. You control your emotions and you control them from the inside out. So let people have their world and you can have yours. They're probably kicking off because of something in their life. So for me, one gentleman was being very verbally aggressive towards me. I sent him a friend request. I thanked him for accepting it. We didn't know each other particularly well. And basically, I said to him, he started the conversation off with, what's the scam then? Which is not, as you know, for me, as I do mindset, not the first characteristic of an open mind. He then proceeded to, blame me for when I didn't get back to his messages immediately, despite the fact that obviously I work full time and I have other commitments outside work. I then went out that evening, having got back to a few of his messages. He called me a few times, and when I didn't respond, he sent me a few very verbally aggressive messages. The other guy, I reached out to him and he accepted my friend request. I answered one of his questions on Facebook that I saw he was struggling with, but I noticed in the comment that he'd mentioned about that he was taking drugs. Obviously I can't be associated with that because I have, people who I, help that I need to protect. I can't be associated with those types of people. I certainly couldn't have them in one of, in the community that I have to help people make friends and to improve their, success mindset. Definitely not. I could not expose them to that. So what I'd like to say is there's a couple of things you can do. So I'm just going to run by you 3 tips. So first of all, you should always have an idea of where you're going in life, because it's harder for people to knock you off track. Now I know that's easier said than done, and obviously that's why we do a life direction course. Especially for young adults, 23 to 40, who are just really feeling quite lost. And I just think that it is harder for people's kind of to penetrate your armour and get to you. The second thing I'd like to say is a great way is, once you know that it's other people's programming, and it is other people's programming, they were angry because of things that had happened previously in their lives. They were taking it out on a complete stranger who had reached out to them and had been kind in answering a few of their questions that they were struggling with. I wasn't rude back at all, I know, because that would be extremely unprofessional of me, and not a sign of the quality of person that I want to be, regardless of what people say. But saying reject in your head, it's just with your brain voice, is a really, really good way. So those 3 things should help. I know that's a bit convoluted. Let's go back over them. So number 1, no one can affect your feelings. If you have a life direction, you know where you're going, you have even just a schedule set for the day, it's harder to be knocked off course. Number 2, saying reject with your brain voice is really, really useful. Number 3, understand it's not personal, it's to do with their programming. You don't need to let it infiltrate your programming. Your life has precious seconds in it. You're not going to get those seconds back worrying about what they think. You're not going to get them back fighting fire with fire. You're not going to get them back feeling tense. Obviously on Facebook, I would say if you're being contacted by such people, the minute you start to feel uneasy, I don't care if they've not sworn at you, I don't care how they're even just being sarcastic in that nasty way, block them. You can go on the chat message and you can click their name and you can scroll down and click block. You can block them on Facebook, you can block them on Messenger. If they're in real life, then what I would say is be very careful who you associate with. I know it's easier said than done. A couple of ways are to listen to motivational speakers online, and this is part of the reason why we offer this community, to expose people to education and things that will keep them in a positive state of mind, or at least try and balance it out if they have a lot of negative people around them, whether that's family or friends, whether they other people in their life mean to be intentionally acting in a way that's not conducive to that person's quality of life or not. A lot of it is unconscious, and a lot of it does come from the people closest to us. I spoke to someone this morning and they said they remember when they came downstairs and the mum said, well, I wouldn't go out in that, and it was just very kind of putting them down all the time. And you don't have to put up with unsolicited opinions, which is what they told me. And they'd actually talked to their mum at the time about unsolicited opinions, and that they didn't want their opinions unless they specifically asked for them. And you have to put in boundaries in place. So but I would say don't fight fire with fire. Remove yourself from the situation, either mentally or physically, as soon as possible. And if you need to carry in your card a picture of all the things that make you happy and that you're aiming for in life, then please do, because it will righten your mindset, and it's you that we need to focus on. Forget them. If they want to be nasty and they want to stay in the dumps, that's fine. This is about you. This is about your mindset. This is about you living a high quality of life, and we don't want to let other people's negative programming getting in there. Okay, so I hope that helps, and I'll see you another day.